How many tickets
Oh,
did you sell?
everything. I
Yeah,
sold about 25 to 30 tickets.
25 tickets at 2,500. So that's 50K, bro. Bruh, that's oh my goodness. What's going on, y'all? Steven Johnson here with RFA. This is the RFA podcast where we love to spotlight our most successful students that are absolutely crushing it, taking things to the next level. And you know what it's for, right? It's to motivate you all to go out there and take the same action and make money like you've never made before, all right? So in this particular episode, we want to spotlight other people that are doing amazing things in online businesses. So I want to introduce you to my friend, our student, an absolute boss in the game, Jose Rosa. What's good, brother?
Hey, how's it going, brother? Thank you for having me.
Yo, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And this is a funny story. I actually, every once in a while, like I'll hit Jose just to see how he's doing, see how things are going. And when he told me, when he told me this story about what he's been doing, I was like, bruh, we got to get you on the podcast, man. We got to get you on. So I definitely appreciate you jumping in with us, man. Um, and honestly, I just kind of want to get right into it, brother. Like, tell the audience what it is that you actually do, man. And I want to start from the beginning. Like, what got you into this? Like, tell the audience a little bit about your story.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I always wanted to be one. Well, not always. Everything started kind of like I started as a basketball player, but due to health issues, I had to stop that, and it was taken away from me, that dream. And when that was happening at the same time, one of my friends approached me and he told me about an opportunity, and I started in network marketing. I started developing myself and growing. A lot of people have done network marketing. And I loved it at the moment because it really allowed me to grow as a person. And I had a lot of personal development. Couple years later, trial and error, different companies, doing different things, sales jobs, different jobs and stuff like that, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I started kind of like automatically using my personal credit to kind of invest in all these different things and opportunities. And because I didn't have the money, I was young, I didn't have the money, I didn't have the capital. So I had to start leveraging the bank's money, right? By using credit cards and stuff like that, or personal loans. And that kind of like opened a door for me. And my first one of my first mistake that I made, and I say that it's a mistake, but for me, it was honestly a learning, and I would do it again because that was kind of my university. I spent $40,000 on a real estate course that I didn't really give me no return of investment, right?
Mm.
And for me, I was like 19, and I had to use my credit. They helped me get the loan and everything to pay for that course. And when I got all the information, it was like, what is this? This is just recordings, like they just like it was, the value was not worth the $40,000, right? But for me, that was like my entrepreneurship university. Why? Because people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to university, right? To go to college, to get a bachelor, to get a degree, and then they go work for $10, $15 an hour, right? For me, it was like, okay, the risk reward is I'm gonna pay 40,000, but I might make over 100,000 in just my first year or second year. So the risk reward was very, very attractive for me. Now it didn't work out. That's okay. Right. Now I was in the hole for $40,000. Now I had to figure out how I'm gonna pay that $40,000. I didn't want to pay it by just working hard. I want to do it by just opening businesses and you're leveraging my credit to keep investing. And that's kind of what I just kept doing that. I saw someone one day go like this. This is literally what they did. This is how I invest my money, and this is how I do everything. And they showed me a stack of credit cards. And after that, that's exactly what I wanted to do. They will travel for free with credit cards. They will just open business. They will convert credit to cash and then turn that cash into assets. And I was like, how is that possible? So after that moment, I was able to kind of fix my credit because a loan doesn't really mess up your credit. And I was able to just, have a pretty solid credit. And I started opening a bunch of credit cards because I understood the game. And I started opening a bunch of credit cards, but for the reason to be able to invest that money, right? And one thing led to another. I was still young. I kind of like overspent. It happens. I did bad investments, but at the end of the day, that only made me stronger because I always kept finding a way to figure this out. And long story short, a couple of years later, I opened my own tax business. It goes very well. I partnered with somebody that does that works with credit repair and stuff like that. And that allowed me to think, wait, I have a business. I'm already working with credit. There's something called business credit. There might be something here, right? I learned the game. I started opening companies with already a history, right? 10 years, 20 years, corporations. I built the structure. I had to learn all this. I built the structure, the online presence, the business credit, and then I started leveraging that business credit to help my personal credit, and then to help me invest only by leveraging the business name.
With the business credit thing, man, that's something that a lot of our students are interested in, being able to obtain business credit, man, because I'll tell you one thing, like, and this is one thing I've learned over the past couple of years too, is like business credit doesn't affect your personal credit. Is that correct?
That's 100% correct.
Gotcha.
Now, there's different ways that you can build business credit. You might, if you don't know what you're doing, you might build your business credit where your personal credit is attached. So now, even though it won't show on your personal credit, if you default on any account from the business side, they're gonna come after your personal account. After your personal, you're gonna be the personal guarantor. Now, there is ways that I teach that you can build the structure of your business without having to be a personal guarantor on the business side. So basically, I created this business and I borrow from this business. And if the business fails and it defaults on this account, by contract, they cannot go after me.
Oh, so you got some ninja techniques. You got some
100%.
ninja techniques that you actually teach. And here's the thing, y'all. Like, this is extremely valuable because think about it. If you like, I know businesses that make millions of dollars that don't even know how to tap into business credit.
No,
like everything is attached to personal credit. So when you can actually tap in to, someone who can get you access to business credit, to funding, now it makes sense for you to actually go out there and invest $40,000 into a mentorship like Jose did, right? He invested $40,000 into some real estate thing. But one of the key things that you said, bro, is that you didn't worry about spending the 40K because you knew that 40K could turn into 100K, or 200K. And here's one thing that my mentor tells me all the time is that broke people ignore the value of something and they focus strictly on the cost. But rich people, right? Rich people ignore the costs and they focus on the value that they're getting. So Jose is all about making rich people moves. This is the way the wealthy think, y'all. So I want to get y'all into that mindset
100%.
of thinking like the wealthy.
It is all about the mindset, because honestly, broke and millionaire is just a financial status, but poor and rich, it's a mindset thing, right? You can be broke but rich. Eventually, you're gonna be a millionaire, but you can also be a millionaire but poor, meaning that eventually you're gonna lose all that money. And we see that all the time. We see that when people win the lottery ticket, right? They're poor, but they reach the millionaire status. Why? Because they just won something. But eventually, after a couple of years, what happens? They end up broke, because that's why that you never became rich in the first place. We see that with basketball players. We used to see that more often. Now they're kind of getting more smarter. They have people managing their money and stuff like that. But a lot before, back 10 years, 20 years ago, they will become millionaires, and then after they retire or whatever happened or injury, they will go back to being broke. Boxers, we'll see that with boxers too. And that's when you know, or even artists, right? Any musical artist that made a bunch of millions and then they end up broke because they never became actual, they never became a rich person. And it's all about the mindset. And with all the strategies that I teach has to do with mindset too, because I can give you, and I swear to you, and I've seen it and I've proved it already, where I give my strategies for free to the wrong person where they don't have the rich mindset and they don't do anything with it. And I give the same strategy to somebody who is rich, right? Because it's a mindset and they have results. Because the mindset, the mindset, it's 95%. The technical stuff, it's 5% of the success. The technical is only 5% because if you have the mindset, you have that 95%, you're gonna figure it out either way. It could take you 6 months, it could take you a year, but you're gonna figure it out. But when you have all the technicals in the world and you have these people where they just want the technical, give me the technical, don't give me the mindset, I don't care about that. They don't have results. They don't do anything. They have it, they have the information, but because they don't have the mindset, they don't take actions. I'm a big believer with of mindset and having the right mindset and being rich. And that goes to Think and Grow Rich. That goes to Rich Dad Poor Dad. People need to stop listening to their poor dads. And poor dad is not your literally your father. Poor dad could be your mother, your cousin, your brother, whoever, your aunt, your uncle, whoever is giving you advices on money that they don't have the results. You need to look for a mentor. You need to start listening to that mentor, because that mentor, that's a rich person. That's the rich dad, and they have the results. If somebody that's giving you advice, you wouldn't trade life with that person. You can love them, but don't take their advice. They are where they are because of what they know, because of what they think. So if you would to switch life with them, don't take their advice. Don't take their financial advice. So I'm very, very limited with the people I let inside my circle, with the people who talk to me, because environment, mentors, all of that stuff, it's that's like 99% of my success formula. The technical things, like how do you do this? How do you can get that on Google, or your mentor can give it to you, but it's all technical and trust. 95% of the formula, it's all mindset.
That's so profound. You saying that, because that's exactly the way that we talk to our students and the way that we teach is like, yo, you're an average of the five people that are around you. So if you're around nothing but broke people who are always complaining and thinking that the world is out to get them, and they're not making money moves, and they're not reading Rich Dad Poor Dad and thinking go rich, like they're not going to level up, and you're not going to level up. But when you surround yourself with that inner circle of people who have the same mindset, who uplift you, who are better than you, who are getting to levels that you want to get at, it's a completely different ballgame.
100%. You have to subscribe to the thinking that outgrows your thinking, because you are where you are because you've been listening to yourself. Now, if you subscribe to the thinking that outgrows your thinking, meaning a mentor that they already have better results than you, you tapped into that, you're gonna have their result. The present of your mentor is your future. So if you tap in, if you subscribe to his thinking, if you subscribe to his mentorship, that's gonna be your future. So obviously look for somebody who you like their lifestyle, you like what the results they have, they have, you like their mindset, their value, their principles, and tap into that. So I'm a strong believer of that. And that is one of the reasons why I have the results that I have. It has nothing to do with the technical, like technical is cool, and that's what I teach. But I make sure that before all that, I teach you a little bit of mindset, because here's the thing. One of my events, it's called 100K in 120 days, right? And it has to do, the description is how to raise over $100,000 in capital using business credit, personal credit, basically leveraging other people's money. Now, everybody says that they want 100K. Now, this is what I've seen. Person with the wrong mindset, if they get one loan, $100,000, you know what's going to happen? They're going to start shaking. They're not going to take it, because you know what's going to go through their head? Whoa, what if it fails? What if I don't know what to do with this money? What if I have to pay, and what if the investment fail? What if, and they go in this trip of what if, and they don't do anything. Now the right person with the right mindset They know exactly, because they developed themselves and they became rich. They know exactly what to do with the money. They know exactly where to invest it. They know exactly how to diversify. And if they don't know, they talk to a mentor. They get a mentor and it's like, hey, help me figure this out, right? So that's so important of the mindset, because I've known people that have turned down over $100,000 because from the SBA, which the interest is extremely low. You pay like 30 years, $400 a month for $100,000, and they've turned down. And they tell me because they didn't know where to invest it, or they didn't know what to do with it.
Wow.
And that's where the mindset comes from. Not everybody is ready for 100,000 or $1,000,000. They say it, but they don't mean it.
So mindset is definitely the key. And we're gonna jump here. We're gonna jump into your event here
Yeah.
in a little bit, man. But yo, yeah, like you said, mindset is honestly like everything, man. So you started dabbling into business credit, and now you're in the position to help other people. And that's when me and Jose actually met, was when he had this skill set. He was helping people to get to that next level. But let's talk a little bit about that, man. So since we've been working together, what are some of the key things that you've started to implement into your business that has helped change your business?
Yeah. So when we met, what really helped me a lot to grow my business was to start giving value to people, right? I started booking calls, free consultations, right? And this is something that we debated. I wanted to charge like $100 an hour. It was like that good debate of, are people gonna waste my time or not? You know. So, but you know what? I went to the free consultation side of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give value. Just gonna give value, free consultations, right? I'm gonna sit with a person, whoever needs help. It could be in their taxes, it could be on their personal credit, their business credit. They want to learn how to do strategies, whatever it is that I can do for them. I'm gonna try to help them out. And if they want to book an actual service with me, then they can do it. But I'm gonna give this for free. I started giving out content, right? Free content on my social media, on TikTok, on Instagram. I started going on podcasts, and that helped me leverage that person's following to gain more views and get more interested clients and stuff like that. So I started networking, right? But one of the biggest thing was that, bro, like just being able to talk to people, because a lot of the time people will talk to me and they're like, I didn't know if you were gonna answer. I didn't know if you were gonna answer. I sent you a text message through Instagram. I mean, I sent you a DM through Instagram, or I sent you a text on WhatsApp, and I didn't think. I honestly just shot my shot, but I didn't know you were gonna actually answer it so fast, right? And doing that helps people like just build this confidence, because there's a lot of social media gurus out there, and that as soon as you try to send them a message, if you don't buy something from them and you try to send them a message, they won't answer to you. They're just gonna send you a link to buy the course and stuff like that.
Right.
And there's no real interaction, human interaction, and people need that, right? Just doing that, just giving without asking anything in return, yet helped a lot. Yeah,
We're gonna get into what you did
yeah.
because of that in a minute. But I want to spotlight something that you said that was very powerful, man. And it's the free value. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the free value. Like here's the thing, like when me and Jose met, like what we did was we started getting him to book strategy calls for free, right? And a lot of times, like someone who feels like they're too good, they might be like, you know what, nah, I'm not doing, I'm charging, I'm charging. But what I always say is like, yo, like let's jump in, let's get people knowing who you are, let's let them know that you know what you're talking about and adding value to these people. So once you started booking these strategy calls, adding value, posting consistently on social media, jumping on podcasts and things like that, you started to get more of a following, right? People started to know who you were. And that's a beautiful combination to set up the next play that we're going to talk about here in a second. But the thing is, Jose did this without running any ads. Like we haven't even, like me and Jose, we still got to jump into these ads. But
No,
yo,
bro,
like,
I was just saying. So listen to this. Actually, that's not great. If I don't say it now, I'm gonna forget. One of my students took the strategy that I gave him. He's gonna use them for himself, right? To raise capital and all that stuff. But he also, what he did was, let me help people out there. So he made Canva, a post on Instagram. He made a Instagram page, $25 on ads. My mentorship, my event was $2,500. In his first week, he made $4,000 by just helping 2 clients.
Yo, come on. Come
And
on.
he hasn't raised any capital yet for himself. And that's not his niche. And he also trades. He does a lot of things. But he was like, you know what? I can just help people. Let me just make an Instagram page, post. He made a design on Canva. It's free. He spent $25 on ads, and in less than a week, he got $4,000 on his PayPal business. Like that.
Yo, that's dope. So for those of y'all that say, "Oh, I don't know how to run ads, so I can't make any money," that's a damn lie, because
That's a lot.
you can absolutely run these organic plays and make a whole lot of money. Like Jose is on TikTok going live, he's on IG going live. Like we were talking before we started recording, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I'm seeing you like everywhere. You're always popping up on my feed." But he's taking the action, and for those of y'all listening right now, it's not just going to happen for you by you just sitting around and posting one time a week. Like, you got to be consistently putting your message out there. You got to be on the phone. You got to be on the lines. You got to be giving value. You got to show up. So, that strategy is something that all of y'all can implement, especially those of y'all that are entrepreneurs looking to find ways to make money. If you have value to give it for free initially, because this is what's going to happen next. Once you give the value for free, you can run this next play that Jose did that we're going to talk about right now. So let's jump into it, because we've been teasing about it. So after you started booking these strategy calls and doing these free sessions with people, by the way, Jose is using Communicate as well. But after you started doing that, man, talk about your vision, right? Because we had talked about this during our session together. You had talked about the vision, but you executed on it flawlessly. So talk about what you did once you started adding value, collecting phone numbers and emails. What did you start doing after that?
Yeah, so I basically started promoting. All of that was just to build suspense, to build momentum for a call to action, right? So it was a job, and then a hook, right? So the value, I just gave value to tell them at the end, hey, by the way, if you want to learn all this, stay tuned, because I'm going to be announcing an event, right? This event, I was going to be showing all of my strategies from A to Z, right? How to buy a corporation that has already a history of 10, 20 years, right? For only $100 instead of $10,000, $20,000, which is the value of it. And I could give you, if you go to companiesinc.com, shelf corporations, you can see a list of that company selling shelf corporation for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000, all the way over 100,000, right?
Well, can you, real quick before you keep going, a shell corporation? I don't want to spend all day on this, but I think the audience would like to know what is a shell corporation? Why is it beneficial?
So it's a corporation that already has its age. So when you open your new business or LLC or corporation, you have to wait usually 2 years to be able to raise capital. If I buy a corporation that's already aged, that already has over 10 years, the bank is not going to deny me due to a lack of history, right? So I can fast track the process, and I only spend $100 to buy my shelf corporation. Most people spend 10,000, 5,000, depending on whoever's selling the to you, wants to charge you, but they're also getting them from 100, and they're making, 4,900 on just one sale. So the return on investment, but I don't do that. What I do is I teach my student how to get them for $100 too. So I don't just help you just get one corporation. You can get all the corporations you want. There's enough out there for everybody. Trust me. So I teach them that. I teach them how to build the right structure, because most people has the wrong structure when it comes to the business. And that's why they also get denied by banks. After that, I teach them how to build a online presence, because if you're not showing online today as a business, you don't exist. Imagine trying to Google Tesla and you don't see any website or anything. It's like, okay. After that, I teach you how to build business credit, how to turn credit into cash, so you can invest that cash into assets and build good debt instead of bad debt, which is what most people do, right? My debt pays me, so I'm happy and I'm glad that I have debt. because it pays me. Most people are sad and depressed because they are in debt, but that's because they have bad debt. I recommend you read Rich Dad and Poor Dad for more details, or follow my content. After that, I'll just teach you how to raise more capital, right? How to get funded with commercial banks, with private banks, using your personal credit, not using your personal credit, getting credit cards. I just teach you the funded part, okay? And I also teach my student where I personally, JR Credit Investor, I invest. By the way, that's my username, that's my tag. It's JR Credit Investor on Instagram, on TikTok. You can
I'm gonna
find
add it. It's gonna be on the video and in the
it.
description. Y'all can find
And
it.
there's a reason for that tag. JR, that's right, from Jose Rosa, credit investor. I invest with my credit. I do not invest with my personal capital. And that is what I learned from rich and wealthy people, what they do. Elon Musk, when he wants to invest, he's not going to invest with his own capital. He's going to borrow money. He's going to leverage his stocks. He's just going to, and that's what they do. Because when you invest with credit and you get a loan to invest, you're not paying taxes on that loan because that's a non-taxable event. When you invest it, you can do tax write-off, right, on the interest, right, because it's an investment and now it's behind. It's basically a company expense. When you're investing from your own capital, you have to work hard. It already got taxed, and then when you invest it and you get the profit, it gets taxed again. So you get double tax.
So with this strategy, paying things with credit, you could buy houses with credit cards, right? You could buy
100%.
homes. That's crazy. That's crazy.
100%. Because here's why. It's not gonna show on my debt to income ratio because I know how to hide the debt, right? I basically convert. Since I can pay one debt. So let's say that I have $10,000 on this Amex, and then I have another $10,000 on this one. When I liquidate this one and I invest it, before it reports, I'm gonna convert this one to cash, and I'm gonna pay this one before it reports.
Oh, that's
So every
hold
month,
on. Yo.
so every month I'm hiding the debt by paying it before it reports. And then when this one reports, the next day I'm taking the money out to pay this one before it reports. And I'm always circulating the money. I'm always circulating the money. I'm always converting credit to cash, and I'm always hiding my own debt. So that does not affect my debt to income. I
Wow.
can just keep buying stuff with credit. My credit
Yo.
score stays up. And I'm not doing that through, like, most people think that they have to go to an ATM and they no, or they have to buy gift cards. That's outdated. I can do this in 5 minutes from my phone, from anywhere, and it hits my bank account because I have the right tools.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So I hope y'all are listening. I hope y'all are really listening to this. There are ways for you to move money around without affecting your debt to income ratio on personal credit. You can actually liquidate credit cards, get the cash from credit cards with ease within 5 minutes. Jose is the plug for that. So all y'all, I'm gonna drop
And that's
his
just with your
information.
personal credit. And now imagine getting business credit cards. It doesn't report to your. Now you can max out the business credit card because it doesn't report to your personal. So if you don't want to hide the balance, you don't have to because it already doesn't report.
Right.
And on business, you don't get a debt to income in either. Like it doesn't affect different factors. On business side, you can apply to 100 different credit cards, and if you get denied, it doesn't affect because hard inquiries is not a factor on the business side. So there's a lot of things that on the business side, it's very different from the personal, right? And when you combine the two, that's when you just make this nuke. Because most people, when I tell them, they fall in love with business credit and they just want to do business, and they forget about the personal, right? You have two legs for a reason. You could have had one. You need to use both. You have 2 ears for a reason. You need to use both. So leaders, it's not about one or the other. Leaders do both, right? So I use personal and I use business. I don't just settle for business, or I don't just settle for personal. I use both. There is times that I only use the business side. There is times that I only use the personal side. It depends on what I'm trying to do. There is times that I use both, right? But that's why I can maximize everything, because the person that's only using business, they're not taking advantage of their personal. So I can get more than him. The person that's only using personal, they're not taking advantage of their business. So I can get more money than them, right? It's about leveraging as much as you can, right? Sometimes when you start investing with your personal credit, you are gonna get certain limitations because banks don't want you to invest their money, right? They want you to be as consumer. They want you to be in debt. They want you to be in bad debt. They like to invest with your money. So that's why they don't. Sometimes you get certain limitations. That's when you start using your business credit to take off those certain limitations, right?
Gotcha. So you're more likely to get approved for larger sums of money with personal or with business?
It depends on the bank. It depends on the line of credit. It depends on the product, right? You can get approved on the both. You can get approved using your personal, using your business, using both. Now, here's the difference. When you only use your business credit, it's more as a risk to the bank, right? Because why? Because of what I told you. If the business doesn't pay, it defaults, nobody's gonna pay that. Right? So it's more risk for the bank. So what do? They turn up the interest rate. They're more aggressive, you know, unless it's backed by the SBA or something like that. But let's just say that it's not. So when you use the business side, only the business credit, and you get approved of only like a no personal guarantee credit card or business loan or whatever it is, whatever product you're trying to get, without using your personal, the loan is gonna be more aggressive, 100%, because you're a risk to the bank. The business can fail anytime and not pay that debt back. When you back that loan with your personal credit, the bank feels safer. So what do? They're not as aggressive with the interest, and they might give you a little bit more. They're more calm, right? It's that relationship, because now it's backed by your credit. If the business doesn't pay, then they are allowed to go after the owner.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Mind you, I'm not talking about LLCs over here. That's one big mistake. People start talking to me about LLCs. Not once have I mentioned LLCs, right? I'm talking about corporations, different from LLCs. There is a difference. There is a tax difference. There is a liability difference, right? I'm not a CPA. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just telling you, there's a difference. I personally use corporations. I do not use LLCs. That's me.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for dropping that knowledge, man. So this event that you did, let's jump back into that. So this event that you did, you basically utilized being able to collect phone numbers and emails. Let me ask you this. How were you going about collecting your phone numbers and emails? How were you able to get them into Communicate and into your list so you could start marketing to them?
That was all you, right? You set that up, and every time somebody will go to my landing page and we'll book a free consultation, I will already have the lead, and then I have that all on one app. I have it on my phone. I can log in on my portal. It's very, very, very easy. And then there I just have all my meetings and stuff, my
Oh,
conversation.
actually, I forgot to tell you, we have a Communicate app now. I got to
Oh,
give
there
that
you
to
go.
you so you can jump into the Communicate app. But the automation, right? The
Yeah.
automation piece is big because when people opt in and enter their
Mhm.
email and phone number, you have
Mhm.
you have email automation and text automation like reminding
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
when the meeting is and stuff like that. Has that been
100%.
convenient for you?
100%. Yeah, it will remind people. It will remind me. They will reply. I will get calendars notifications. It just automates everything. Like, hey, you're gonna be receiving a call from this number, and I didn't have to do one by one. It was just automated. It will remind people. It will remind me too. And it was just very easy. People will feel like, oh wow, like I'm getting updates.
Yeah.
Um, I'm getting texts and stuff like that. I'm getting emails, and it's like it looks more professional. So when I call, they're already waiting because they got an email, they got a text, they know that they booked that consultation. So I'm not calling out of the blue. But
Okay.
with that flow of automation, like 95% of the people will answer the phone.
Right. Right.
Or
And
the
that's the
call,
key,
because
y'all.
they booked it. so the psychology is also different. I'm not telling them like, hey, listen, they're telling me, hey, listen, I want a free consultation. So they're reaching out. The system is doing all the reach out automation for me. So when I call, it's like, listen, I was waiting for your call. You
They're
know,
ready. They're
it
ready.
makes you feel different. It's that different conversation. They usually open up more. It doesn't feel like a sales pitch. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not trying to sell you anything. Just, hey, when I answer, I introduce myself and how can I help you?
Now, let me ask you this. Before people would book, what was one thing that you did to get people to actually click that link and
Mhm.
actually go to book? Like what are some things that you were doing to
Content,
build
man.
awareness?
Social media content. I just had to drop. And whenever they will ask for more information, I will just tell them, hey, you can book a free consultation. Some people I didn't have to tell them. I already had it on my link. They will go to my profile and they will do it by themselves, all on their own. But content on TikTok, content on social media, leveraging other people's platforms, to get your knowledge out there, doing podcasts, doing interviews, people will be interested in, hey, you can book a free consultation. And from there, the call to action after the free consultation, I would tell them to stay tuned because I was gonna have an event where I was gonna teach them everything. Right. And then after that, when I officially announced the event, I just did a Zoom webinar to actually sell the event. And this is they know that this is the moment where I get sold. Like
Mm-hmm.
don't join if you're not interested to buy anything.
Facts.
You
That's
want to
it.
buy something, if you want to learn, this is where you join. Right. So that filters everybody that's not. I filtered all of that, right? So now all the people that are inside this webinar are qualified leads. They're not just randomly people joining just to learn what the heck is happening. No, no, no. These are qualified leads that I already talked to them, that they already had a conversation with me. They feel like they know me. They feel like I know them because I told them, how can I help you? And they gave me their heart and they told me what they needed from me. So now I'm in this webinar solving all of their problems, all hundreds of people's problems. And at the end, I'm giving the solution. I'm giving them the call to action so they can book and go to the event.
Love it, love it, love it. So now for this event, so you did this Zoom webinar, you had people on this webinar. What was the ticket price of the event that you sold the event?
The first ticket price was 2,500, and the VIP ticket price was $3,000. Now, here's the thing: it's a high ticket sale, right? 2,500, $3,000. But every ticket they can bring one guest, so it was actually two people per ticket. So after that, what I did was, I started just by limited option people that couldn't bring a guest. I allowed them to join for 1,500. The VIPs were sold in like 2 days. The value, just the mentorship, my private mentorship is 5K. So when they could have it for extra 500, basically, like it's a no brainer.
And what's a really good book that really touches on those type of things? You should definitely, I don't know if you've read this yet, but it's called Oversubscribed by
Mm,
Daniel Presley.
no.
Definitely add that to your book list. And those of y'all listening too, I'm talking like incredible book, man. Oversubscribed. You're selling these tickets, 2,500, 3K. How many tickets did you sell from the webinar? Well,
First, first
just in general, how many tickets
uh,
did you sell?
everything I
Yeah.
sold about 25 to 30 tickets.
At
25 to
2,500
30.
or 3K. Bruh, that's oh my goodness. So I want to stop here, dog, because 25 tickets at let's say 25 tickets at 2,500. So that's 50K, bro. That
Yeah.
that's 50K. So I want everyone listening to understand the play right now, okay? Because what Jose just gave you the play, like
Mhm.
literally, right? He gave you
Mhm.
the play. People are willing to spend money with you if you have a good product.
Mhm.
Jose has an amazing product, and all he needed was the eyeballs on his brand to get them to buy from him. Like you've heard him talk this whole podcast. Don't you want to buy from him now too? And get your business right? Right. So here's the thing, like entrepreneurs listening, if you have value to give, all you need is the right strategy, little fine tuning things to get you there. That's it. Like when we came in and started working with Jose, he already had everything. He just needed a few minor tweaks to get those people in to collect those emails and phone numbers. He did the rest. He ran the play and he made 50K, and that rhymed, and I wasn't even trying to rhyme, but no, honestly, like bro, like
And
that's
that was
incredible, man.
that was an event for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 5. It was intense,
Come on,
but
bro.
that was just for 2 days, Now,
50K for 2 day event.
now it's 2 days, but the value of it, people knew what they were getting, and they're all happy with it. I have it in my private group chat. I have a lot of testimonials that I'm uploading slowly. And there's already people that they're ready for the next one because they know the value that they got from it. It's a lifetime value. It's something that you're gonna learn from the rest of your life, how to build corporations, how to get money forever, how to help other people if you want to build that kind of business, you know. Uh,
Jeez.
and this is only the beginning, right? You need to become a student, like I told them. You need to become a student of the game. Now, I opened all the doors. I gave you all the great hacks, but this needs to be, a doctor doesn't just become a doctor and then stop
Yep.
his education. You need to keep going, right? And you can't always only depend on your mentor. It has to do with your own effort too. I can give
Exactly.
you the place, I can give you, but it's up to you to keep learning, right? And we help each other as a community because I learn a hack and I give it away. They learn a hack and they give it away, right? And it's this community of like helping each other. Hey, I made this mistake. How can I fix this? And we help each other. And when was the last time that you sat with your friends to, mastermind how to build $1 million, right? It's this kind of mindset that we sit with each other and we brainstorm. How can we go to the next level?
Yep.
What new opportunity is there? Because 10 brains work better than just only one. So if you want to subscribe to this self-made millionaire type of BS because you see it on Instagram, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're gonna have it hard. It's better to become millionaires with friends, with the right people.
Yes.
It's just by on your own. This is all Instagram BS. Trust me. Nobody wants to be a millionaire by themselves. They want to be able to enjoy it with their family or friends or haters. You never know. But it's like it's a
Yeah,
reason why
man.
you have Instagram, because you want to stay in touch with other people. If you
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be self-made millionaire, you wouldn't have Instagram, you wouldn't have Facebook, you wouldn't have TikTok, you wouldn't have YouTube. None of this, because all this platform, what they do is they allow you to stay connected with other people. So in your heart, you want to be connected with other people.
Exactly. Here's the thing, man. Like we have students, like we have high level students who are doing like 400K a month, that are making like $4 million a year. Bro,
Mhm.
honestly, like I can see 2023 being the year where you completely like blow that out of the water, dog. Like
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
even just saying that, but just with the momentum that you have going right now and the systems you have in place and the knowledge you have, man, like I could truly see you leveling up like that, and you're already doing amazing. Like 50K from an event that you just
And
built organically, bro. No ads, dog.
no
Come
ads, bro.
on.
No ads. That's crazy. No ads. Like no ads.
Come
I only
on.
leverage. I did leverage one of my mentors' platform,
Hmm.
friend, mentor, you know, brother, and he has 20K over 20K on Instagram. He has a couple thousand subscribers on YouTube. We did our interview. We pushed it out there, couple reels, and I just blew up.
You had calls booking with you. And yo,
Yeah,
here's another thing I want to point out. Like make sure before, and this is just for people listening, make sure before you jump on these platforms and these podcasts, and even when you start going hard on social media, make sure you have a call to action at the end of your videos. Make sure you have a place to send these people
100%.
so that you can start getting on the calls with them, building that relationship, building that rapport so that you can have these huge days as well. I mean, 50K is nothing.
Yeah, 100%. You need to keep that flow. You can't just upload a reel and that's it. On my Instagram was my website where they could book that free consultation. So after the reel, they had two options. After the reel, they could book a free consultation, or they could go to YouTube to watch the entire interview. because the reel was just a clip from the interview, right? So the call to action was go watch the interview. On the interview, the call to action was stay tuned for the event, subscribe to this list so you can stay up to date. Follow on Instagram, stay tuned to my social media. So and now I'm gonna be doing updates. The point is that you always want to give them a call to action so they can like keep that workflow and they can get really involved. Like I'm really involved. If somebody watches a reel, goes to YouTube, watches the interview, subscribe, and they just keep doing this, they're invested. You already know that this is someone who's interested, is qualified. They book a free consultation. They're invested. All you need to do is give them the call to action now. The final call to action where they actually have to pay, obviously.
Yes, yo, that's incredible, man. That's crazy. That's incredible. You are crushing it. I'm super happy for you, man. So couple things I wanna knock out here because we're nearing towards the end of this.
Yeah.
Number one, if someone was on the fence about working with us, working with Rich from Anywhere, what would you tell them? Like if there's any entrepreneurs listening right now that are trying to find ways to make money, what would you tell them about working with us?
Man, they definitely need to do it because I had all the tools, right? I had all the tools, I had the knowledge, I had all this great stuff, but I didn't have this workflow, this automation, this and that. It is only 5%, right, of the success part, like I said, but you still need it. You
Facts.
still need it, and you guys bring the right mindset. You guys are working from entrepreneur and rich perspective, so that's why I love it too. Because I didn't just want to work with somebody who's just very techie and
Facts.
my goals. It's like they're not understanding. So you understand you understood what I needed, right? Every time I needed to adjust to something, you will help me. You're coming from and you're helping other successful people, so you know the game, you know the gems when it comes to that. So I only work with people that are right on that same level as me or higher, right? And you guys are definitely it. So honestly, thank you for helping me automate my business. Thank you for helping me. Every time I send you a text message, hey, I need to figure this out, you will help me. Sometimes I will figure out on my own because I'm just like that. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I need to figure it out. And then an hour later, hey, or 5 minutes later, hey, freaking figure it out.
You're
But
like,
thank
no, never mind. I
you
got
will
it.
reply, and it's like, but it's just you were always there for me. So honestly, thank you. And definitely they need to do it. When you get in your car and you want to go somewhere, first thing you do is put where you're at and you put your ending destination, right? Now imagine getting in your car, closing your eyes, you don't know where you are, and you want to reach that place. You're not gonna get there.
Mm, mm.
So you guys helped me approach that situation like, hey, I'm here and this is where I want to go. And you were kind of like that vehicle where you were like, okay, so this is what you need to do. You need to
Right.
do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. And you were that GPS for me. So definitely I'm super extremely thankful for all the help that you gave me. And after listening to this interview, if you still have doubt, I don't know what to tell you, brother or sister, right? Uh,
Right.
you're just losing money at this point because you might have the tools to help people out there, but you just don't have that GPS yet.
Right.
I definitely recommend you to subscribe.
Cool, man. Well, no, we definitely appreciate you, man. And like, here's the thing, like Jose has all the tools. He's a genius when it comes to this. Um, Jose, all like he said, all he needed, and here's the thing with most high-level entrepreneurs, right? It's the same thing, right? It's just the little tweaks that you need
Yeah.
to literally blow up. It's just little tweaks. So for those of y'all that are listening, definitely subscribe and all of that. Now, second thing I want to talk about real quick. Jose, you're open for business. You are helping people grow at a massive rate. You're helping people get this funding. You're helping people get their credit right so that they can make the plays and invest the money and all of those type of things. So talk to me real quick about where people can find you on social media as well as what you have coming up.
Mhm. All right. So the ad is JR Credit Investor. That's gonna be on TikTok, and that's gonna be on Instagram as well. I help people with everything that we just discussed in this interview. I do have other businesses. I have other online businesses. I am a trader too, right? I trade the Forex. Has nothing to do with a company or nothing like that. I just do that on my own and with some of my business partners. So I do Forex. I do help people build business credit, all that stuff. I do all the strategy for myself. I have investment funds where that's where I invest my money. I have digital products that give me residual income. I just have different investment vehicles, and I'm very diverse when it comes to entrepreneurship. Like I don't just subscribe to one thing and I only do that. I like to be a student of this world, and I have a tour business with multiple cars. I have a tax preparation business. So I don't only have online, and I also have traditional business. I like to diversify my money and my cash flow. And we're growing right now where I'm going big. Obviously, yes, I'm doing all these events and stuff like that, and I'm helping, but that's usually 2 days every 3 months, right? And on the daily basis, helping students, stuff like that. Uh, but I'm also going big on trading because I've realized that I can make a lot of money without using my own capital, and that's what I love too. The fact that a company can give me 100,000, 200,000, half a million, $1 million worth of funds, and I can trade it and make 10% of the funds on a monthly basis, and then keep 80. That means that if I have an account of 100,000 and I make 10%, I can start making $8,000 a month, and then you can do it for a 200,000 account, and now you went to 20, and then 40, and then 60, and then 100. So we're also in the trading community, and I'm going hard on that too. But on my social media, what you're gonna see is me talking about credit, basically. Um, Now I do want to give a disclaimer. I know that this interview was in English. On my social media, my content, you will see it in Spanish. But if you talk to me, we can still figure something out. Obviously, I speak English, so I can help you anyways. That's not a problem, right?
Perfect.
Uh, Leaders, they find solutions. They don't. The person that wants it, they find a solution. Whoever doesn't want it, they're gonna always gonna find an excuse. So there's always solutions out there, right? So I can still help you if you're an English speaker after listening to this interview. But if you speak Spanish and English, that can work too. But yeah, that's just a disclaimer in case you go to my social media and you understand the word. It's like, what the heck? This guy is speaking Spanish. What is this? Just send me a DM and I can help you out anyways.
Perfect, man. Perfect. And the thing is, like, Jose is such a good dude too, and he's willing to help. As you heard from his story, he is willing to help. So I encourage y'all to follow him on TikTok, follow him on IG. Definitely invest in yourself, invest in your business, invest in your future. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and hop on out of here. Thank you for listening to the Rich from Anywhere podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast, to this interview, to Rich from Anywhere. Be sure to follow Jose as well. And we will see you on the next one. Peace and love.